going on, y'all? So listen, just recently last week I went to the Huntsville Comic Con at Lowe Mill, and normally when I go there I'll be looking for Sailor Moon figurines and stuff. Like even some of these I think actually came from there, but they didn't have any this Friday last week, and I was like, okay, maybe I just didn't need them. Okay, they didn't have any, but even that aside, I did have a great time, and I ran across some independent authors and artists that, of course, will be there, but just that I want to share. I want to share some of the stuff that I recently bought because I can just try to do my part, I guess. I don't know. But so we'll get into that, and I want to share these authors and their books and whatnot, and just how my experience overall went, because I had a good time and everybody was pretty nice. And sometimes you can feel like an outsider to me in spaces like this. Like some comic book stores, as much as I love comics, I feel like an outsider when I come into certain places. So with that aside, I do have to go ahead and mention that I finally got some more soap from Majana. Hopefully I said her name right. Anyway, I bought some stuff from her before. Yeah. It's all girly and stuff, but y'all know I like shit like this, okay? I do. I love soap. I don't even buy soap like Walmart soap and stuff. I don't buy that stuff anymore. I mean, no shade or nothing. I'm just saying, like, I like this kind of stuff now, but it smells so good. And she got a exfoliating soap bag. There's another shop in my town that I love, absolutely freaking love. I go there all the time. It's called Magnolia Soap. I absolutely love that place. That's where I get all of my soaps and shampoos, even though I ain't got no hair, but still, you got to keep your scalp clean. And my favorite thing that I'm just not getting into is body oil, shower oils. I got this kind called Early Riser, I think it's called. It's very citrusy, that I really love putting on before I go to work. And then my favorite scent at Magnolia Soap is actually a scent called Serial Killer. It literally smells like both the soap and the body oil. It smells like Fruit Loops, and I love it. I be want to eat myself. I got some on right now, I think. Oh, it smells so fresh. But anyway, I also like to go to this lady's shop too as well. I discovered her last year, and I got this little set here because it was all on a discount. So more soap. And did you see? Look at that. The straw is not soap, but yeah. So I'll put a link to her shop down below, and this is another image of some of the stuff. Like, they be doing stuff like that. And I'd be like, this is soap. I'm not about to mess that up. That's like art. It's not soap, it's art. So I did that. So that was the first thing I did. And I do want to mention that I got this really cute keychain here. And I got to talk to this artist. She did not have any cards, but I'll put a link to, I had took a picture of her information that she said set aside instead down below, and she was actually busy drawing her latest picture while I was there. And I just talked to her, and I was like, I cannot believe you did this. I can't believe it. Like, you ought to see her stuff. And she's a black author, a black drawer artist as well. And see, what I'm just looking like, damn, like, no wonder I gave up on doing art, because stuff like this, that should be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, I can't believe you did this. And it's just like, you just got this booth here. That stuff should be on TV somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Or designing, being a creative director or artist or whatever of a particular video game. But I had a good time talking to her. And I'm going to put a link to her Instagram, I think it was, or down below, so you guys can check her out, and please go and see her artwork, because I'm like, it's amazing. And I was like, damn, no wonder I stopped drawing. I ain't got time for that no more, because I ain't, yeah. So before I get into the books, one of the things that I really did get to do is I got to meet Samantha Newark. Is that how you say her name? Samantha Newark. But anyway, y'all, she was the voice of Jim from Jim and the Holograms. And I took a picture with her, but I didn't look right in that picture. So, you know how you take a picture, you're like, that don't look like me. That look a little weird. But so I ain't gonna show the picture. But here's her image here. You'll probably find me on her Instagram somewhere, because she took a picture with us. But and she was really, really sweet. And I bought her remix CD or something, and she signed it. It was with the metallic pens. And I was all gushy and stuff, because I was telling her how Jim and the Holograms was like Sailor Moon for me before Sailor Moon, you know, Showtime synergy. So it was so nice to meet her. She was really, really great. And we just kind of sat down, well, not sit down, but just kind of chilled, listened to her album. We talked about Jenn. We talked about all these vintage pieces that she both had for sale, as well as stuff that fans have come up with her, showing her, like, you know, back in the 80s, you know, even now cartoons were basically merchandising machine commercials, and, you know, so they came up with any and everything back then. But yeah, I got to meet her, hug her, take pictures with her, and I was like, girl, you don't even know. I used to watch Jem and the Holograms before I caught the bus for preschool, so, you know, the reruns at that time. But yeah, that was really cool, you know. So with that being said, I'm going to get into the books, and it's only 3, but the first one I want to share was Fierce Compendium by Fantasy Art Comics. This is a black guy who has his own comic book series, as you can see, and his name is Raymond Sanders. I'll put a card here. And, you know, he and I, we really got to talking about him and his art. And, you know, of course, as someone who used to draw, I was asked, you know, are you self-taught? You know, did you go to school? You know, we got to really converse about that sort of thing. And it's just another reminder of just how I wished when I was younger that I had a lot more people sort of like this gentleman that I met here surrounding me, you know, artists, and, you know, so that you can feed off that and keep that momentum and energy going for being better at art, getting stronger and more creative, and coming up with ideas like to make comics. And so it was a nice conversation with him, and I bought this compendium collection that contains, I believe he said, I haven't opened it, the first 2 books in his comic book series, but it looked cool enough to me. I'm just like, let's get it going. So I could put this on a TBR. I just thought about that. So yeah, you guys, I'll put his information down below, so please go and check him out as well. And then there was another guy. He was a black author, independent author. I got all his cards here. Named Kenny Emmanuel. And is it gonna focus? I don't know if it is or not, but of course I'll put a link down below. But I bought his book, The Path of Time, here. He and I, as always, he and I, as well as always, also got to conversing about books. You know, whenever I meet somebody who is into reading and books and stuff, I don't care where we at, I'm always ask you, who's your favorite author? What's your favorite book? You know, just to get the conversation going. So he shared with me that he's actually an engineer. So, of course, his books will be surrounding the subject, will be categorically science fiction. And so this, of course, is a book about a gentleman, a scientist who goes through time trying to find, I believe it's the perfect wife for him in a different dimension, something like that. You know, don't quote me exactly on that. But nevertheless, I always like to try to show my support. So I was like, this would be perfect for me to just put on one of my lists as far as it concerns me taking on the initiative or reading something science fiction one day, within 1 month of this year. So The Path of Time is here, and of course I'll put all the links to Kenny's information. I love the fact that I keep collecting these cards down below. So The Path of Time. He had another book also out that contains some short stories, but he did mention that he's working on the sequel to this particular book. So good job. Once again, I'm so impressed. It's like, why couldn't, when I was younger, why I couldn't have been surrounded by all these creative minds? It's just like, I was on my own, dude. I was on my own. Gosh, it's just like, I'm on my own, being around folks that just, I don't know. So the last one I want to share is by a woman named Julie Carpenter. My camera is not going to focus for real. And I think she actually has a shop published by Sacred Chickens Press. I'll put all the information there. But of course, she wrote Things Get Weird and Whistles Stop. And of course, this is here's the thing. Okay, so this is a dark humor fantasy book. I think she was explaining to me that it's like a string of stories that are interconnected as it revolves like these weird occurrences. But really, the thing that made me pick up the book, which of course I also want to support, but the thing that made me pick up the book is she said that a lady gets attacked by a what do you call a class of fairies? So anyway, well, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be weird tales. So it's that weird and creepy tales, right? Something like that. The Crypt Tales of the Crypt. I don't know, but I just was like, oh, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot and see what these crazy fairies are gonna do in this garden. If they gonna eat somebody up, I don't know. But you know me, I'm gonna lend my support. So I'm gonna put a link to this author and her looked like she has a publishing house, but I'll put a link to all her information down below. So those were all the things that I ended up getting at the Huntsville Comic Con. And you know, I didn't get no Sailor Moon stuff. I think I seen one Sailor Moon thing and I was just like, and I really don't want to spend the money on that particular thing. I kind of had like a tier system about how I go about things when you know that there's a cheaper option somewhere else. But I just wanted to share that I had a great time, and I want to make sure that I get these people out there to the people who watch my videos and stuff. So that's it. I cannot wait. We having another Comic Con coming next month. It's going to be a lot bigger and a lot larger venue space, and hopefully I'll be able to make it there as well. So anyway, that's it. I wish all these authors and all these creatives and all of these vendors absolute blessings and luck on your journey. Y'all got it going on. Doing a lot better than my tail was doing at certain periods, but y'all got it going on. So that's it. Let's close out.